I'm Spencer.
And I'm Eric.
And this is The Itch. And we're here to discuss the Square Enix conference at E3.
Square Enix.
Let's jump right in.
Enix. Sorry, the
Enix?
Disney guy kept saying Enix.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Sorry. So there were some issues with the stream.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of cut in and out, and eventually, at one point, went offline entirely.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I think they were using OBS.
Those amateurs. So they start off with Just Cause 3. Anybody who's played Just Cause 2, it was a lot like that, but crazier. They talked about some really, really interesting stuff. Phil Rogers, the CEO, came out and talked about some of the stuff. Avalanche Studios came out and discussed the grapple hook mechanics, which are awesome. It looks like you can actually use it twice now to grapple at two things to make completely physics-based destruction, which is super cool. That game's fun.
I know, it looks great.
It's great.
You cannot be like, I want to quit. Because
Yeah, they gave you specific
absurd.
details as to your character has a mission. He's visiting his mother's homeland, and there's a dictator trying to take over the world, or at least the area.
Yeah.
And you gotta stop him.
Yeah, it was the Mediterranean inspired, I think it was Medici or something like that. 400 square miles. And that's the beauty of this game, is it's huge and has awesome draw distance. So you can see where everything is and everything from a really, really far distance, which is awesome. And I love that physics-inspired carnage. I think that's so much fun.
Yep.
It's just a sandbox for hilarity.
Yep, to destroy and blow up stuff.
They hooked up a big, huge ball, construction for destroying ball, wrecking ball, and they hooked it up to
like a wrecking ball.
We talked about your your voice. Remember that?
My falsetto?
Yeah.
My Jason Derulo?
Yeah.
oh god.
So, and you hook it up to other things, and it just smashes everything in sight, which is really cool. You can make it fly around and do all this stuff. A lot of fun. So, check that out on 12/1/2015. Looks great. Oh, and when everything explodes, it has its own destruction points and everything that they talk about.
The shatter points and stuff on vehicles, the crippling point. They're the wrinkle points, I think is what they're calling it.
Which is awesome.
Yep.
The only reason I know how to pronounce this next name is because of Persona. He's not listening. Yosuke Saito of Platinum Games discussed their Nier project. It's a sequel to Nier, and it's got a working title. It just spelled out a bunch of gibberish to me. I didn't really get it, but it's coming out in fall 2015.
Whoa, no, more info is coming out in fall of 2015.
Okay, so no real release date then.
So it's near. The information is near.
N-E-A-R. It looked interesting enough. I haven't actually played Nier, but it looked mystical and everything. I've heard some weird things. Justin says the chick has a dick.
Really?
Yeah. Which is
That's confusing.
It's very, very Taiwan. Taiwanese, yeah. Which is cool. But I will say that one of the guys came out that was talking about it, and he had a helmet over his face.
Yeah, he had this Jack the Pumpkin King helmet going on, and he was running around. He wasn't running around. He was talking.
Yeah.
And you heard the muffled, and he's like, "Hello, hey, thank you."
Why? What? Why did they do that?
I guess it's a character from it, or maybe he's shy. He doesn't want to show his face.
Yeah, maybe he's shy. It's I'm making a really shitty game. I don't want to show my face.
Maybe the guy that he was pretending to be is actually dead, and this mask was his only way to be on stage, and they didn't want to announce his death. Oh my god!
Weekend of Bernie. Oh no, but a real person was there. Just
it wasn't
him.
Yeah, it just wasn't him.
Oh, that is awesome. I'm gonna go with that. That's the new official canon of Square Enix.
Yeah.
Next, we talked about Rise of the Tomb Raider. This is where it cut out for us, so I didn't quite see all of it, but we've already seen it. The Rise of the Tomb Raider, they're talking about the making of Warcraft and everything. Cool.
They were talking about the various different levels of physics that they used on her hair.
Yeah. You know who also made Warcraft? John Voight.
John, really?
He's Angelina Jolie's dad.
Oh.
Let's talk to him about the making of... Anyway, so then Patrick No came out. That's how you pronounce it. And he is the resident mobile guy.
This was that young kid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We actually liked him, I think.
No.
No. The young kid was the one who did the one later on.
Okay.
This was the guy that you liked, even though he was talking about mobile stuff. We were like,
oh yeah,
he
actually was a good speaker.
Yeah,
This guy was actually really good.
And he spoke about Hitman Go, and Hitman Sniper, which will come up later. And he mostly talked about Lara Croft Go, which is a turn-based mobile game set in the Tomb Raider world where you
click and move on a track.
I actually thought it looked pretty decent, especially for a mobile game. That's how mobile games should look.
Yeah, it definitely looked good for a mobile game.
Take notes, EA. Jeez. Come on.
But yeah.
And then they had a little bit of a montage of games. It showed games like Final Fantasy XIV, Heavensward, Life is Strange, Dragon Quest Heroes, which I'm hyped about and disappointed they didn't spend more time with.
Yeah, they didn't mention either of the previous titles that we talked about. It was just clips.
Clips. And then Shinji Hashimoto came out with no translator. And he was speaking Japanese.
That was... I think the translator's mic was muted or something.
Yeah.
Because, honestly, I was staring at the screen and just watching him. And then, like, as he was about to end his sentence, I was like, wait.
Yeah.
I didn't hear a word he said. I was waiting for the subtitle, like, you know how, like, the end of a sentence and then the translator will start?
Yeah.
I was waiting for the end of his sentence for the translator to start, and then it started to cut away, and I'm like, wait!
What did he say?
What did he say?
Basically, it looked like they were just showing a trailer for Final Fantasy VII, which we've already seen.
Yeah.
Play it first on the PS4.
The Final Fantasy VII remake.
Yeah. It's official, in case there's any question. It is a remake of Final Fantasy VII. I got the impression they haven't started this game.
Well, they said that it's now in development, right?
I think they went as far as to almost, I can't remember how, but I don't even think it was in development. That's the message I got, was that they were like, really all we had was this trailer. I'm pretty sure they said something like that, which is like kind of annoying.
I'm okay with it, and this is something I expect of E3. I don't expect E3 to be showing me things that are releasing now. I imagine it more of like the technology, electronics conventions where they talk about these are the things that we're working towards, just to kind of give the stockholders and stuff an idea of the progress they're striving for.
Well, I think.
But what E3 is it's really what shows you it's coming out within the next 18 months or less. Is basically what E3 is.
You think Final Fantasy VII is coming out in the next 18 months?
No, God no.
Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key is a mobile game for Kingdom Hearts. Definitely not what they were expecting. I heard the guy shouting at the beginning of it.
Oh,
like, woo,
yeah.
Kingdom Hearts! And
they were like,
oh,
Kingdom Hearts. He's like, woo! Kingdom Hearts!
Mobile, yeah. Oh. Turned out it was a turn-based live action, not quite sure which, game for mobile games.
Do we know who gets to sit in front of that? And are these other developers that respect each other? You know? Peter Monolith. How does that work?
Yeah. It's now in development. I don't get that. Who cares if a mobile game's in development? Who's the guy that's like really caring about that? It was dead silent after that.
Yeah,
nobody.
After he first thought like, okay, this is Kingdom Hearts 3, got super excited. And then right after the mobile development stuff, they then immediately went. They did the interview with the Disney people.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, the collaboration. This is great. We're working together. I'm really excited about this. And then they cut back to the guy presenting Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
And he's like, without further ado, it looks like Roy is in the audience with us. Hello, Roy.
Yeah.
And then they were like, without further ado, again, they're like,
just making us wait.
They just kept like, without further ado, without further ado.
Yeah. Kingdom Hearts
3.
Finally, they spoke about it. Oh my god, it took forever. And it looks good. I'm not gonna say it was the best looking game at E3. No. I will say it looks
way better than after seeing the demo. Like it looks like the worlds are bigger.
Yeah.
Which is a big gripe I had.
Yeah.
And like you're fighting one of the dudes or the Titans from Hercules. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
It
was
look
good.
Better, but for what they got now, it looks nice.
And then came the announcement that I'm starting to understand as Square Enix's policy. The game is now in development. Which, thank you, Square Enix, for working on this project. It only took an entire console generation that you skipped to make finally Kingdom Hearts 3 that you're apparently just starting, which is fantastic.
And I'm going to say it looked like they were working on it for the PS3 because the graphics on it looked like PS3.
Yeah, It looked good for a PS3 game. For a PS4 game, not really.
It was like
away.
a PS3 Plus.
Yeah, I would agree. It was, and basically the way that they kind of moved it along with these two kids talking, playing chess, and apparently talking about the Great Keyblade War. Oh, I don't give a shit.
And that chessboard was 3D.
Ooh, very
next level shit.
Some Star Wars stuff going on there. And then they talked about World of Final Fantasy. Hiroki Chiba came out. He explained to us all of us have always fantasized about living in the same world as our action figures, and especially us old people would really love that. No, I'm sure it's for the kids.
They wanted to they wanted to show off the Final Fantasy world, and they wanted you to feel what it really was to be in Final Fantasy, and just like really show you what Final Fantasy is all about.
Yeah, Chibi.
Yeah.
You know what it sounds like? Like they're trying to hit the Lego series.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Trying to corner that market.
Little kids, yeah.
Well, because Wii U's kind of capitalized that.
And that's the other
that's
thing
the
too.
Big thing for them.
This game should be coming out for Nintendo.
Screams Nintendo.
Not PlayStation 4 and Vita.
Although the girl that they have when she grows up is very curvy and has very animated breasts. Like they're there.
My God.
They're there.
Spencer.
I mean, they're there.
Nintendo has done things before
But
where
yeah.
they cover things
I'm
up.
just, throwing it
But
out.
this game should just be on Nintendo. It should not be a PlayStation.
Absolutely, and it's also for the Vita, which is like, what the hell is that?
I don't even know.
I thought they abandoned that. I thought they're done. Next, we moved on to Hitman, which honestly, I thought they did a great job with this.
I wasn't giving two shits until they said ever-changing environment and missions and all this stuff.
Sporadic missions where there's
what?
targets out there that like everybody can go after, but only one person can kill. Like, fuck yeah!
And
remember that game? That movie? What was the movie? What was that one movie? Where they're all going after the one guy. In it, Jeremy Piven was the guy they were going after. I can't remember.
I can't either.
But it was
like a bunch of assassins.
Yeah.
Kill one guy. Wasn't it a comedy sort of?
It was sort of a comedy.
I think I know what you're talking about. Even what's his name was in it? Jonah, right? Jonah Hill? Was in it?
No, Jonah Hill wasn't in it. I don't think.
He was in one of those. But I'm thinking
Maybe it's a
something
sequel or
else
something.
right
But anyway, I love that concept of everybody going after the one guy, and if nobody gets him, he goes away, and that's it.
Yep.
You're all
There's
fucked.
a time window as to when he's available. So the guy will be available, and let's say, quote, that it's 48 hours. The guy's only available for those next 48 hours in this specific location. You have multiple ways of figuring out how you want to kill him, but you have to get him before the other assassins get him.
Yeah.
And I'm really hoping there's a PvP aspect to it.
Dude.
Where you can screw over other people's plans.
That would be fucking sweet.
I mean, it'll be kind of obvious when you see all the bald people running around, like, that's my competition.
You know, the sadist in me would like to find the target, set up a sniper post outside of it, and just aim for people that I know are trying to assassinate. Nope.
Let him get away. But it's interesting though, because if you die, does that mean that your attempt on him is gone?
Yes.
It
It says
does?
you get one shot, and that's it. If you die, you fail.
Wow.
Lose yourself?
I love that. Oh, that's
yeah.
so cool.
Denying people.
And
the
of course, it has the old assassinate him how you want, do your own thing, which is always cool.
They had interest, like they showed off like poisoning him with like a alcoholic beverage.
Yeah.
You can mix a drink for him and give it to him and he dies. You can change your guys' costume to try and blend in with the environment and security. They were talking about how the AI will sometimes be like, I don't know you. I know you're in the uniform, but you don't look right.
Yeah.
You then have to get away, do things and whatnot, switch out uniforms.
That was good. Maybe he stole the show for me. I don't know.
Stole the show?
I think so. Well, we'll get to that at the end. Calm down. Calm down. Square Enix and Tri-Ace came out. Oh, that'll be 12/8/2015. Check it out.
This December.
Yeah. Steam, PS4, Xbox.
It's in development right now, though.
No, in development. Currently just started. Square Enix and Tri-Ace talked about Star Ocean, Integrity, and Faithlessness. Got to be the worst name for a game I've seen in a long time.
If they would have just done Star Ocean, Integrity, and Faithless, fine. Faithlessness.
It's so...
Faithlessness.
And the only note I really wrote down was it's in the space state 537. I'm
Yeah,
not sure
so
what that means.
Star Ocean 1, 2, and 3 are all in the same universe, and they're all progressing a specific story.
Yeah.
Star Ocean 4 is looking to make you aware of that and tie it all together to kind of give you a scope of where you're going towards. As far as, and I'm the Star Ocean fan here, so I'll take the lead on this. I've played through all of them. One of my biggest gripes was always the load screens in between combat. It was that running along and battle, and then you cut into the thing. Now it's seamless. It just kind of cuts straight into it. There's no loading screens. The environments are pretty big. I don't know how large they are, but they definitely look a little more involved, a little more exploration seems available to Star Ocean, which Star Ocean before, it kind of had that Zelda feel, like Super Nintendo Zelda, where you were traveling the paths, and that was it. Star Ocean before wasn't really very large of environment, so it definitely seemed a little bit bigger. The story seemed like they're trying to tell the story a little bit better. Seamless combat, and it definitely seemed to stick to the story. They were talking about how they're very happy with the direction it's going, and
Well, I'm glad.
yeah.
I'm glad they're happy with it.
The guy this was the guy with the weird face, right?
Yeah,
He had the weird hair,
the hair that was like,
and then like
it's like a triangle haircut or something.
yeah, and then his jaw, like you remember, like, you know those animes where they have those like really prominent jaws?
Yeah.
He was a big guy with a very prominent like jaw.
Gaston.
Yeah, like just jaw, and then haircut was like,
He was nothing but jaw and hair.
yeah,
That's all this
such
guy-
a tiny face. Anyway, sorry, bro. Just had to point it out.
Yeah. And it's coming out 2016 at some point.
Yep.
Next
PS4.
Next up was Eidos Montreal showing off Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. It takes place in a futuristic world where augmented people are ushered into ghettos.
If you're different, you're a terrorist.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard a story like this before. I find this so refreshing and awesome.
I believe this story is infamous amongst us all.
Oh,
We're all very
but
aware.
aside from that, I've never heard it before.
Infamous has a very similar story. The different people are the terrorists, but
Right.
you're really the good people.
And X-Men,
Yeah.
it's very, very common story.
But
the
it
Illuminati are after you.
Oh, the Illuminati.
Damn.
Wait, was it this way or is it this way? Oh, this is the happy one. This is the stupid one.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, the Illuminati are chasing you, and you team up with some hackers to stop them. Cool. You got all the augments and all that, I'm sure. You know, the first Deus Ex was considered a revolutionary title. I heard the one after it was a bit of a letdown. He's gonna correct me and say I'm wrong, but I'm just gonna say what the facts are.
Calm down. No, you're right. The second Deus Ex on PC was bad. And then they released a third one that went to like Xbox, and that was shit. And then they released Human Revolution. Right?
Yeah.
And that was the first good one in a while. And then this one is supposed to be good.
Yeah.
No, you're right, Spencer.
I'm
not against you, I'm with you.
I'm always...
This is a relationship.
This one actually does look pretty damn good. The
Yeah.
graphics on it, the gameplay, some of the abilities that he's offering definitely looks pretty cool.
Yes, Justin. Question.
Teacher?
We're not working off of an arm raising technique, but go ahead.
Is everything coated in an orange tint still?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's still very lipstick. It's whatever. Early 2016. I wanted to mention too, I really hate it when they have to explain the story to me. And the lady got up and started talking about the story and went on for like an entire minute, telling me about the plot line of it, and I was like, just give me the basics.
Here's how it ends.
I kind of tuned out a little bit.
Yeah. Whenever somebody like bothers to explain a story to me when I'm just trying to get through something, it's like, just what's the theme? Like you're augmented and it's bad and they keep you separate. Okay.
Yep.
Fight to free yourself. All right, that's all I need. Don't give me all this.
Give me the theme. Let me run with it from there, and then let me find out when I play your game.
Right, exactly. Let me just learn that way. And then another Yosuke came out. I don't remember his last name, but he wins the award, my personal award, for the worst speaker at E3.
I thought the other guy.
No, this guy's got it. The other,
There's one word.
the
This
guy
is the guy that we were telling you about.
The guy at the Sony
okay.
conference was the cheesy guy. Was bad. He was used car salesman bad, but he could speak. dude, turn that shit down. But he
That
could,
loud?
Yeah.
but he could speak. This guy just could not speak, and they
No.
wouldn't give him a translator.
No, he was speaking English and he was struggling through it. He had a teleprompter and was struggling to read it off of that.
Yeah.
So he had some interesting, not so interesting things to talk about.
The Final Fantasy Portal app, it just contains all the info related to Final Fantasy is what I got.
Yeah.
So it's like an Ultimania? Is that kind of the idea?
So there's already a app out there for Final Fantasy. I think it's called Final Fantasy Chronicles or something like that, where they let you experience content from each Final Fantasy, and then basically you get rewarded and with like a tombstone or something, like a stamp saying you've read everything or found out everything about Final Fantasy 3.
Gotcha.
This kind of, it seemed like that to me, but it didn't seem like a game.
They barely mentioned it.
Yeah.
I really have no idea what it's about.
I'm guessing it's kind of like the Destiny app, where you can go and find the Grimoire cards and read through all that. I think this might be a way for people just to invest time into the Final Fantasy series.
Do not integrate this into your video games. Please.
Oh, yeah.
Please don't do that. Hopefully.
No.
But anyway, they only spoke about that for maybe half a minute. The next thing was a big announcement that they've created a new developer called Tokyo RPG Factory, which has kind of a connotation that they're underpaid sweatshop workers. But I'm going to avoid that and just assume that it's just them trying to sound cool, saying Tokyo RPG Factory. Like they're going to release a console RPG called Project Setsuna, and they showed us little images of it. And it was just like concept art, which you hated. You thought it was ugly.
Yeah. Sorry.
You did not like it.
I did not like Projecto Setsuna.
Setsuna. Yeah.
I didn't think it looked anything fantastic. They showed 3 concept arts, just 3 pictures.
I liked them.
I didn't think anything of them really.
Because I mean, that like it looked like a small town, which is I'm cool with because I love JRPGs where they have all the small towns. And then it had one where it was like a big structure thing that looked like it was almost from outer space or something. That looked sick. I liked it. And then it had another one which didn't mean too much, but what I think the emphasis was, all of it was the characters were small and the world was like big, except for the town. But you got the impression that the characters were really small in a really big world, which just tells me it's going to be a huge game.
Honestly, I just it didn't show me anything that made me go, oh, thanks for showing me this concept art.
I kind of agree.
It looked like PlayStation 1 backgrounds. Like when you're playing an RPG in a PlayStation 1, it looked like the drawn backgrounds. And that was it. In all honesty, I think they could have probably come up with a little something more to present at this. At least the character models. Like, what are the characters looking like? Because honestly, being a Tokyo RPG Factory, they said they were making Japanese RPGs, and the ones that they showed off, they were mostly pretty chibi.
Yeah.
And I want something a little more realistic, realistic art style.
Well, that's kind of the theme I feel like for Square Enix this year at E3 was we have a lot of things we're working on. We don't have a lot to show for it.
Yeah.
Which is kind of lame, honestly.
So,
the sad thing is, and this is just how it is, the American developers had their shit together. And those games were there, gameplay, everything, release dates,
everything.
The Japanese ones are so abstract, it's like they're not even trying.
Yeah, it seemed like this would be like a year, like if we're talking sports, you're rebuilding your team. You're doing a lot of drafting and moving people and getting ready to do something, but you don't have, like, you're not progressing anywhere. You're not going for the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah. So what was your highlight?
Oh, the Final Fantasy VII remake thing, even though it is the second time through, definitely still stuck with me. Apart from that, being that would be the cop-out answer, I'm going to say Star Ocean.
Star Ocean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see it. At least they had freaking footage of the game.
They had footage, and they had gameplay footage, and as well as cinematics of it.
I gotta say, for me, it was Hitman. And I'm not a huge Hitman fan, or an Eidos fan in general.
Yeah.
But I thought Hitman, as far as all the games compared to each other, was the most fleshed out, the most like, oh shit, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And like, it just felt like a complete package.
I will agree with you. It's definitely the part for me, I'm just so sick of shooters at this point and different kinds of shooters. Yesterday, I think I got overloaded with them.
Yeah.
But
oh my god.
I will have to say that this is one of the more inventive ones. It definitely has a lot of options. And another thing that they were talking about that they briefly mentioned at the very beginning is that they're looking to support their games more once they're released and not release them and forget about them. So Hitman is definitely one that they're going to be supporting. They're going to have to support to deliver what they talked about.
Yeah.
New events, new places you're going to travel to, and just the time structure on this stuff. They're going to be ever evolving with new abilities and weapons and all that kind of stuff. They're going to require a lot of support to do it, and I really hope they execute.
Absolutely. What was your favorite part? Huh? You. I'm talking to you. Anyway, just put it in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on This Is The Itch on Twitch. We do new videos. Thanks for watching.
Our goal to help spread happiness across the globe by providing unforgettable experiences. In 2015, you will see a full range of creativity the Square Enix Group has to offer, beginning at this E3. But we will never stop moving forward. We promise you that Square Enix will continue to deliver ultimate entertainment experiences that will amaze and excite gamers.